Imagine standing in the middle of a desert. And suddenly, the ground opens up. Not with silence, but with fire. Endless fire. This is the Darvaza Gas Crater in Turkmenistan. Better known by a far more terrifying name. The Door to Hell. In the heart of the Karakum Desert, about 260 kilometers from the capital Ashgabat, there's a massive crater nearly 70 meters wide and 30 meters deep. Its walls glow orange. Its floor is alive with hundreds of flames. And it has been burning non-stop for more than 50 years. So how did this happen? The official story begins in 1971. Soviet engineers were drilling for natural gas when they punctured an underground cavern. The ground collapsed. The drilling rig vanished. And toxic gases began leaking into the air. Fearing poison would spread across nearby villages, the engineers made a decision they thought was safe. They set it on fire. The plan was simple. Let it burn for a few days. And the gas would be gone. But they were wrong. The fire didn't stop. Days turned into years. Years turned into decades. And the crater kept burning. Some local geologists claim the collapse actually happened earlier, in the 1960s, and the fire was lit much later. Others say the real records are missing, classified, or locked away forever. No one knows the full truth. What we do know is this. The crater became a symbol. A mistake you can see from miles away. In 2010, Turkmenistan's president warned that the fire was interfering with nearby gas fields. In 2022, authorities announced plans to finally extinguish it, citing damage to health, the environment, and the economy. But the door to hell refused to close. Then, in 2025, officials claimed the fire had been reduced to one-third its size. Wells were drilled around the crater to capture methane. By August, only small pockets of fire remained. The inferno that once lit the desert night was slowly fading. Yet for years, it was one of the country's biggest tourist attractions. Travelers followed a rough, unmarked road through the desert. Yurts were set up nearby. Rallies stopped there overnight. And in one surreal moment, the president himself appeared on state television doing donut stunts around the crater to prove he was still alive. But the most dangerous moment came in 2013. Explorer George Karounis became the first human to descend into the crater. At the bottom, surrounded by flames, he described it as a coliseum of fire. Thousands of small flames. A roaring sound like a jet engine. No smoke. No place to hide. Just heat. Light. And the feeling of standing inside the Earth's mistake. The door to hell is no longer as fierce as it once was. But it still burns. And it remains one of the most haunting reminders that sometimes humans light fires they don't know how to put out.